Good day everyone. Today we will take a tour of one of the most beautiful monasteries you can visit in the Czech Republic. This is the Strahov Monastery in Prague, about 8 minutes walk from the Prague Castle. Best way is to take tram, stop name Pohoželec, and from there walk only 2-3 minutes to get to the monastery. Strahov is the oldest premonstratensian monastery in Czech Republic, founded in the year 1140, and it is an important architectural monument that hides many surprises for visitors, as the Strahov Monastery is a large complex. First, we will talk about the construction beginnings and history of this rare monastery, and we will go back to the 12th century, when after his pilgrimage to the Holy Land in 1138, the Olomouc bishop Jindřich Zdík conceived the idea of founding a monastery of religious canons in Prague. With the help of Prague bishops and rulers, a monastery of religious canons was founded in a place called Strahov, but it did not prosper very much. It was only in 100,043 when the Premonstratensians from Steinfeld in the Rhineland arrived in Strahov that the life of the religious community began to develop successfully. The Premonstratensians first built a wooden monastery, built and began the construction of a Romanic basilica. A stone church, or at least its church, had probably stood here since 1149. After the completion of the basilica, construction activity continued with the construction of stone monastery buildings, which were almost finished in 1182. After a fire in 1258, the monastery building was restored again. The material and spiritual development of the monastery was interrupted by the Hussites in 1420, when the monastery was plundered. The period until the end of the 16th century mean a time of decline and retail subsistence for the monastery. The turnaround came with the arrival of Jan Lohel in 1586. He became the abbot of the Strahov and began the restoration of the monastery, both in terms of construction and spirituality. He had the dilapidated church rebuilt, built monastery workshops, renovated the abbey and convent buildings, and established new gardens. In 1594, a community of 12 brothers lived in the monastery. When Lohelius was appointed archbishop in Prague in 1612, Kaspar Questenberg took over the abbot chair and continued his work. He completed the reconstruction of the lower cloisters and the prelature. In addition, he built the hospital of Saint Elizabeth. He also built a monastery brewery, founded the College of Saint Norbert in the new town of Prague for the study of the monks of the order, and rebuilt the church again, extending it to the west. Among his greatest deeds is the transfer of the remains of the founder of the Premonstratensian Saint Norbert of Magdeburg to Strahov, where they rest to this day. In 1740, the entire area was heavily damaged by bombing during the French siege of Prague. After that, the original medieval building substance was restored in a Baroque spirit, was carried on a major construction activity in the monastery complex, was the construction of the new library hall, today called the Philosophical Hall. The first library hall was completed in 1672 and is now called the Theological Hall, which are part of the monastery tour, and it was an abbot, Hieronym Hirheim, was built this first monastery library. We are now entering the original Romantic cloister, 40 meters long, was reconstructed at the turn of the 16th and 17th centuries. Romantic ashlar, masonry made of marble, has been preserved on its inner walls. In the eastern part, the entrance, the Romantic chapter, house has been partially reconstructed. On the corners, frescoes by C.R. Nosetsky from 1727, with the themes from the life of the Saint Norbert, have been partially preserved. We have now entered the Romantic halls. These are actually the spaces of the former monastery. The originally two-nave space from the turn of the 12th and 13th centuries was renovated in the Renaissance style at the beginning of the 17th century and vaulted with a Baroque vault in the years 1671 to 1674. The premises were renovated to their current state in 1950. The first hall contains a detailed model of the entire monastery complex on a scale of 1 to 100. The second Romantic hall is dedicated to the Premonstracian order, the establishment and development of the Strahov Monastery. The films with audio commentary present the monastery, including the cloister, the part inaccessible to the public, serving exclusively for members of the order. The third part of the exhibition contains a cycle of monumental paintings by J.J. Herring from the early 17th century, with scenes from the life of the founder of the Premonstracian order, Saint Norbert. There are also artifacts used once every 50 years during the celebrations of the transfer of his remains to Prague. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of the monastery so far. We will now briefly walk through the exteriors and return to the monastery and look at the Strahov picture gallery in Vincent and especially the beautiful Strahov treasure. And finally, we will look at the Basilica and I tell you more about the historical buildings of the Basilica. If you like the tour of the Basilica and the Strahov Monastery with me, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. We have now entered the Strahov Picture Gallery, which is located on the first floor of the convent building. The Strahov Gallery was founded in 1835, and today it contains more than 1,500 unique paintings. The most valuable part is currently installed in the publicly accessible corridors of the cloister on the first floor of the convent building. Almost 200 paintings exhibited here present works from the 14th to 20th centuries. The Treasury of Strahov Monastery is the exposition features diverse liturgical items partially created directly from the Premonstrate order, partially bought or donated. Next to the works of Czech goldsmith, one can find unique objects created in different parts of Europe. There are also displayed chalices, monstrances, reliquaries, and vestments dating from the Middle Ages till the beginning of the 20th century. I have left to the end of our tour the Basilica of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, has served also as the parish church of the Strahov parish. The monastery church, as the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, was originally built as a three-nave Romanic basilica, which was gradually Gothicized and later reconstructed into its current Baroque form. It measures 56 meters in length and 22 meters in width. The basilica is divided into two parts: the choral area, located in the front of the church, and the second part, used for the celebration of public services. These sections are separated by a decorated balustrade. A prominent feature of the monastic basilica is the chapel of Saint Norbert, located to the left when facing the main altar. Since 1627, it has housed the physical remains of Saint Norbert, the founder of the Premonstratensian order.